Cell phones, I hate you. Of course, there are probably better cell phones. I just hate this like touchscreen. Like a lot of these modern cell phones, they don't have a menu bar on the bottom. You have to like tweak it and you hit some minor menu and it closes. Okay, Farmaso, the director of the school district, is a communist and was once the communist mayor of another town. He engages in private informal discussions, but because of his official position does not take a formal part in party affairs in Montegrano. At election times, communist speakers come from Baso, a larger town where there are paid organizers. The most influential leader of the extreme left is the physician, Dr. Gino, a nanny socialist. Like many doctors in Southern Europe, he is a materialist and a socialist by inheritance, as well as by training and conviction. His father is said to have baptized him Franco Marx Gino, and to have had him dressed for the ceremony in a red rather than a white gown. Dr. Gino is the owner of one of the few vineyards in Montegrano. Only several acres, but enough to make him one of the town's principal proprietors. As a doctor and as a landed proprietor, Dr. Gino has done favors for many people. He is, moreover, the leading upper-class exponent of an ideology which demands the leveling of class differences and the division of wealth. Consequently, he has a certain following or clientele among the peasants and artisans. There are some who feel that if any upper-class person has their welfare at heart, it is he. Others owe him for professional services or want to get work at his vineyard. If he saw fit, he could enlarge his following and turn it to political accounts. He is too proud, however, and too individualistic to subject himself to the inconveniences and annoyances which serious political activity would entail. There is a lot of falsity in politics, he explains. You must make more friends than you want, and you must act like a friend to many people you don't want to be friendly with. This is so because you must always be thinking of how to build up the party and win friends for it. Party system. Nothing new for Americans, but for Filipinos, that's worth looking up. Especially we're close to having mono party system with the Duterte, and of course with what we call Dilawin, the Yellow Party. Ironically, nobody gets it. Yellow has never historically been good. Yellow communists, yellow journalism, politics-wise, nobody's seeing that trend. But okay, next. He will hate the feeling of having to attend meetings for the party, and he will hate even more to be reprimanded for saying something out of turn. I will feel like telling them, "Go fry an egg." Immediately after the war in 1945, Dr. Gino overcame his distaste for politics sufficiently to try to organize a branch of the Socialist Party in Montegrano. About 100 people turned out in the piazza at his call and voted to join the party. But when the application forms arrived and it was realized that a few liars in Jews would be required, all interest died. Dr. Gino paid out of his own pocket for the memberships that had been applied for and never tried to organize anything again. I was trying to get the workers together and to get a labor union started, or at least a group that could act to get what wanted. But there is no spirit. There is no feeling of working together, he said afterward. If the presence of a patron, like Dr. Gino, tends to call a clientele into existence, the presence of a potential clientele also tends to call a patron into existence. Just as some of the Roosevelt family have always found it advantageous to be on the Democratic side, so at least one professional man in every southern Italian town finds satisfaction in taking part of the workers. A man who would have to compete with many others to make himself influential as a Christian Democrat may have the feel to himself as a left-wing socialist. The strongest party in Montegrano is the Christian Democratic DC Party, the party of the priests, as the peasants say. The Montegrano priests are in fact extremely active politically, both in the pulpit and out. One of them even became involved in a fistfight at an election eve rally. Other leading figures include the lawyer, an amiable young man who is one of the most thoughtful people in town, and two retired petty officers of the army and the carabinieri, respectively, who are mayor and vice mayor. In view of widespread anti-clericalism, there is reason to suppose that many voters support the Christian Democratic Party despite its connection with the church rather than because of it. Just before elections, the Christian Democratic Party distributes small packages of pasta, sugar, and clothing to the voters. These are called gifts from the Vatican. The voter will be no less willing to accept gifts from any other quarter. If the Russian is sent over 25 bushels of grain, a defeated candidate remarked after the last election, the people will vote the Christian Democrats out of office tomorrow. The monarchist party is the only right-wing group of importance. It is supported by the Baron di Longo and other landed proprietors, and by a scattering of individuals in all other social classes. Yeah, and 6 minutes in, my right arm is fatigued. No longer, like, fuck. Yeah, this isn't gonna work out well, isn't it? Anyways, if you need my help, just message me in YouTube, message me in Twitter. I can be found in trapinph.com.